Good morning. I'm Steve Jurens with your live Northeast Radio SD News for Thursday, January 22nd, 2026. Your news this hour is brought to you by Hahler Automotive in Webster, South Dakota. Cruise through brand new, certified used, and premium classic vehicles online at HahlerAuto.com. World class service, hometown friendliness. The city of Watertown has reached a historic milestone that clears the way for major economic growth. On Tuesday, the city council authorized city manager Alan Stager to sign a deed of release with the FAA, officially lifting World War II era restrictions on approximately 305 acres of airport property. These federal provisions, dating back to 1947, originally gave the government control of the land during national emergencies. Stager noted that this release has been years in the making and finally allows the city to dedicate the property for industrial and economic purposes. The move, paired with two upcoming tax increment financing requests, TIFs, being reviewed in February, signals a robust start to 2026 for Watertown's development strategy. The city council also unanimously approved a new +1 staffing model for Watertown Fire Rescue to ensure the continuity of emergency services. The proactive strategy presented by Fire Chief Don Rowland allows the city to hire a temporary relief firefighter to cover gaps caused by military deployments or long-term medical leave. Rowland emphasized that when military deployment occurs, there is no extra budget cost, and the model helps preserve the city's investment in highly trained personnel. Councilman Brent Mormon supported the move, noting that certified firefighter paramedics are highly marketable and that this extra hire alleviates pressure on the rest of the 40-member department. Watertown's own Julie Ranum will continue to be a key voice for regional tourism at the state level. During a meeting in Pierre on Tuesday, the South Dakota Governor's Tourism Advisory Board elected new leadership with Caleb Arknow of Rapid City named president and Val Roush of Big Stone City as vice president. Ranum remains a vital member of the 11-member board, which advocates for Travel South Dakota and oversees strategic marketing efforts. Tourism Secretary James Hagan praised the board's expertise, noting that their leadership is critical as the state continues to see record-breaking visitation and spending impact local communities. South Dakota's tourism industry reached new heights in 2025, setting records for both visitation and spending. According to a new study, nearly 15 million visitors traveled through the state last year, spending a record $5.16 billion. Tourism Secretary James Hagan announced the figures this week, highlighting the industry's resilience despite economic uncertainty. This activity generated over $406 million in state and local tax revenue, which officials say saved the average South Dakota household $1,121 in taxes. Governor Larry Roden noted the industry supports nearly 60,000 jobs and remains an essential pillar of the state's economy. Watertown City Councilman Lynn Jurens is calling for a, quote, no BS, end quote, approach to city government and better public education on tax increment financing, or TIFs. In a recent interview on the People's Pulse, Jurens urged residents to attend a housing conference on February 12th to learn how these incentives work. He noted that while Watertown has about 20 TIFs on the books, not every project should be authorized, emphasizing that the city is essentially betting on future growth. Jurens has also advocated for a realistic $28 million budget for a new department facility, saying the city needs functional space for snow removal crews rather than, quote, Taj Mahal. Despite these challenges, Jurens highlighted that sales tax revenue remains high, signaling a strong local economy. A federal jury in Minneapolis has convicted 35-year-old William Johnson for his role in violent street gang and a 2021 retaliatory murder of an innocent victim. Johnson, a member of the North Minneapolis Highs gang, was found guilty of participating in a plot to retaliate against a rival group. Evidence showed Johnson drove other gang members to a market where they opened fire on a victim that they mistakenly believed was a rival. This conviction is part of a broader federal crackdown that has resulted in 42 members of criminal enterprise being convicted. Johnson now faces a maximum penalty of life in prison. Joy Ranch, the Watertown area nonprofit known for its barrier-free 1880s themed town, is entering a significant season of growth. Event coordinator Mallory Olson recently shared updates on the ranch's Chef Night fundraisers, including a tour of Italy dinner on January 27th, served by the Watertown Shamrocks hockey team. The ranch is also preparing for the Night to Shine special needs prom on February 13th and a daddy-daughter dance on the 14th. Looking ahead, Joy Ranch is 75% of the way toward its $900,000 goal for a new 8,000 square foot indoor facility. The multi-purpose building, expected to be finished in May, will allow campers of all abilities to enjoy activities year-round, regardless of the weather. Your news this hour is brought to you by Hahler Automotive in Webster, South Dakota. Cruise through brand new, certified used, and premium classic vehicles online at HahlerAuto.com. World-class service, hometown friendliness. Visit NortheastRadioSD.com for full news stories. Like, subscribe, and review our daily Northeast Radio SD News recap podcasts and uploaded live interviews. Sign up for our newsletter, arriving every morning at 6 a.m. With today's local and state news from Northeast Radio SD Studios in Watertown, South Dakota, I'm Steve Jurens.